Live. Of course, this is an interactive show. Don't forget, we want you to be a part of this. We are broadcasting live on our WFMY News 2 Facebook page and the YouTube page. Be a part of it and join the conversation with us. Lots to talk about today, Maddie Gardner.
That's right. Eric Chilton, Tahitian Voice, also here this afternoon. We have...
And others will open tomorrow, like the Friendly Center, Haynes Mall, and Tanger Outlets. And then on Tuesday, Four Seasons Mall is expected to reopen. But progress is happening. Right now, we want to go live to WFMY News 2's Marissa Tansino. Marissa, clothing stores, sporting goods stores, houseware shops, and more can reopen in the next hour.
Yes, but you are urged to wear a mask and honor social distancing as you make your way out weeks after the stay-at-home order first went in place. Now, as you can see behind me here, traffic at the shops on Wendover Avenue is flowing in as people start to get out and prepare to visit some of their favorite stores. Now, it is progress, and we will celebrate that for now. Now, let's dive into more about Phase 1. It allows most retail businesses to open at 50% capacity, allows people to leave home for some non-essential goods or services, which can be some great retail therapy after being stuck in the house. Businesses will be asking customers to stay at least 6 feet apart. And remember, as you are shopping, some stores have closed dressing rooms. Target and Walmart have done that, and Belk will do that once it reopens next week. And we're told Macy's will have a selection of fitting rooms open. Now, experts will also tell you to wash new clothes before you wear them and still wash your hands often. Phase 1 goes into effect at 5 o'clock today in just 1 hour, and that will remain in place until at least 5 p.m. on May 22nd.
All right, Marissa, thank you. Phase 1 is just the start of reopening North Carolina. State health leaders say that it involves letting people resume low-risk activities. So here's a quick reminder of what's not allowed to reopen just yet. Restaurants will not open to dine-in customers, gyms will remain closed, hair salons will not reopen, and entertainment options like movie theaters, bowling alleys, and music venues are still closed.
Well, state leaders say we could enter Phase 2 as soon as May 22nd. Then the stay-at-home order is lifted, but vulnerable people should still stay at home. This is also when those restaurants and bars can reopen their dining rooms, but at a limited capacity. In Phase 2, gyms, entertainment venues, and worship places can reopen at a limited capacity. More than 10 people will be allowed together, and strict rules will stay in place at nursing homes and in hospitals. You can get a detailed list of what exactly will happen in each reopening phase by texting the word phases to 336-379-5775. As we start to reopen and go out in public more often, state health leaders are encouraging everyone to wear a mask. So we want to hear your thoughts. Do you wear a mask, and when? Do you wear it at all times, wear it occasionally, you have one but you don't wear it, or you don't have a mask? Join the conversation here. Head to WFMY.com/vote now or use the free News 2 app. When it comes to wearing a mask, more places are starting to require it. The city of High Point will require bus riders to wear a mask starting on Monday. We've seen retailers like Costco and Fresh Market tell anyone coming into their store to wear one. So here's what you need to know about wearing a mask. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. The CDC says you just need a cloth covering. Heavy-duty things like N95s and respirators should be reserved for medical workers.
All right, let's get you caught up on some more of our headlines real quickly here. The state gave a new update on case numbers in North Carolina. 20 more North Carolinians died since yesterday, including some triad patients. Now, here are some trends we're noticing. Our state continues to flatten the curve with the amount of positive cases slowing down. And today, 515 people are currently hospitalized. That's 10 fewer than yesterday. 44 states are now reopening in some way, shape, or form. Health officials are keeping a close eye on what happens with confirmed coronavirus cases as this happens. Out of the 44 reopening states, in nearly half, there have been an overall increase in cases. This is according to data tracked by the New York Times. Guidelines from President Trump's administration about reopening say there should be a decrease in cases for 2 weeks to show progress. And Grandfather Mountain will be reopening next week. It will open to a smaller number of visitors starting on May 15th. Ticket sales will all move online, and you cannot just show up and buy a ticket at the entrance gate. This will also help the park limit the amount of people entering at one time. High traffic areas like the Mile High Swinging Bridge and wildlife habitats will have a one-way traffic system. And as restaurants and bars continue to offer to-go services, local UPS stores are stepping in to help. 2 High Point locations will now print 200 takeout menus per restaurant for free. This could also help for stores wanting single-use menus. Anyone wanting to get free menus printed should go to the UPS store on East Chester Drive or Skeet Club Road in High Point.
And when you're looking at temperatures in our temperature map, you can see that colder air starting to filter in from the north and west and pushing down our way. 48 in Galax, 47 in Boone, but upper 50s across central parts of the viewing area in the Triad. 59 in Greensboro and High Point, but 62 Asheboro, 66 in Pinehurst. And look at these wind gusts up to 31 miles per hour in Winston-Salem. And we're not finished. This front's not even close to passing through the area yet. 21 in Lexington, 17 miles per hour in Asheboro. Greensboro with a gust of 25, and those winds will go upwards of 30 to 35 miles per hour, we think, for gusts as we head into the night tonight. Still pretty breezy tomorrow as well. The bigger story, though, we're getting a few showers, but we'll see that clearing. 38 the low tonight, and that means tomorrow morning is going to be frigid, and we only make it up to the upper 50s to maybe 60 if we're lucky tomorrow. You can see the rain moving through the area. The entire frontal boundary will clear us in the overnight hours toward tomorrow morning. And we'll warm up a little bit on Sunday, but there is a chance of frost in the morning, especially Sunday morning for Mother's Day. We're going to talk more about that. We'll show you that 7-day forecast with a long-range outlook. It looks a little bit better toward next week, and we'll have that in a minute.
Right now, Winston-Salem police are investigating a shooting that sent a child to the hospital. It happened near the Pine Valley Apartments on Countryside Court in Winston-Salem just after 12:30 this afternoon. Investigators say the child is now at Brenner Children's Hospital in critical but stable condition. At this time, police have not released any information about what led up to that shooting or a possible suspect. We'll keep you updated on WFMYnews2.com. The 4 to 5, we'll be right back.
Hi, mic check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Mic check. Great.
The red wolves, there's only 15 to 20 in the wild? Like, or is there 1,000 missing in there? 15? Oh my gosh. That's crazy. Next Sunday, NASCAR will be back on our TVs. It's a big relief for fans anxious to watch sports, but also a big relief for workers.
For some, the loss of sporting events has meant losing out on a paycheck every week. WFMY News 2's Amanda Ferguson spoke with a worker who gets to go back to his job.
One Greensboro man is happy to be going back to work after almost 2 months without NASCAR. Now, in that time, he found something else to do until his NASCAR job came back. Now, Andy Hitchcock normally is a freelance engineer for NASCAR. He's the guy that makes sure all the computers run smoothly for the officials. It's how he's been making his money for the past 13 years. When NASCAR shut down in mid-March, he went to his neighbor, who runs a Food Lion, and asked if he could get hired on. He's been working there ever since, but now it's time to stop stocking the shelves and get back to the track.
I feel good about it. As I said before, I think it's a brave new world. I don't think anybody really knows how it's going to go. We'll learn a lot in Darlington, and we'll move on from Darlington to Charlotte, and then we'll move from Charlotte to wherever. And I think at each venue, we'll learn a little bit about how to do it better and safer. I'm counting the days and the hours. I go back to work Thursday morning at 8 in the morning, and I can't wait. It's going to be a new challenge.
Today is Andy's last day at Food Lion, and then he'll head to Darlington on Thursday. Now, he says he's working all 7 races that are scheduled so far.
All right, Amanda, thank you. And after those races are over and the crews are gone, Charlotte Motor Speedway will host another big event, this one involving parked cars. Let me explain. The track partnered with Cabarrus County Schools to host high school graduations. Students from 10 high schools will get to attend a special ceremony there over a 2-day period. So here's how it works. 1 car per graduate will be allowed to park in the infield in front of the 16,000 square foot Speedway TV, and a commencement address will play. Then cars will head to the track and graduates will receive their diploma. They can then drive onto the track through turn 1 and 2 before exiting along the backstretch.
Well, it's time to recognize some great grads out there. With lots of graduation ceremonies delayed or going virtual, we wanted to honor the class of 2020, and that's why we're doing these senior shout-outs here at WFMY. So let's check out today's group of grads. And look at these siblings now. They had fun with their graduation pictures, wearing masks and posing in front of a social distancing sign. Shakina will graduate from ECU, while Joshua is graduating from Christian Academy in high school. Shakina said she's not done with school. She's heading to graduation school after that. And then Josh plans to play basketball in college, still deciding, though, where he will go. Up next is Danny Monica. She's graduating from Rockingham Early College High School. Danny is an artist and practices the martial arts. How about that? She's currently enlisted in the U.S. Army. Good for her. And Chase will graduate on the honor roll from Cornerstone Charter Academy. He loves to hang out with friends and family, play video games as well. This fall, he's going to UNC Charlotte. Will study biology, and then he plans to go to medical school. Now, if you want to share a senior shout out with us, you can find the submission form. It's on our website. Just submit photos of your senior, not professional photos, just candid shots. Put their name, their school, and any information you want there in a personal message. Stay tuned. The 4 to 5 continues in just a few minutes.
Welcome back to your 4 to 5. We have all been hyper-focused on the coronavirus and our health, but there are other health concerns that women especially need to be aware of. That's where the annual Guilford Go Red event comes in. Normally, everybody gathers to talk about heart disease and stroke. It's the #1 killer of women in the United States. Well, this year, the event was held virtually, and look who hosted it, WFMY News 2's Tracy McCain. The biggest takeaway is heart disease is mostly preventable through exercise and diet.
Well, the clock is ticking as we are getting ready to ease some restrictions across the state. Now, we know we aren't headed back to the restaurants in full force just yet, but the restaurants are very happy that this weekend is Mother's Day. Today, we visit a Greensboro institution and we see what's cooking. Take a look.
The institution restaurants that we've known for years and years are offering some incredible deals right now in takeout. And Mark's with us from Harper's today. You guys always do a great job. What are the dishes that people are asking for now that you guys are providing?
Well, first and foremost, we knew that some folks have been craving our signature items. We put together a streamlined list that a small team could execute, but we had to have some of our favorites off the Hickory Wood Fire Grill with our baby back ribs and our hickory grilled salmon. Needed to bring our chicken supremes and 6-cheese penne pasta back. Probably the #1 selling, the chicken oriental salad with the sweet and salty ginger dressing.
Let's talk a little bit about, you said a mom called you recently, was asking for a particular meal, I guess something for Mother's Day. What was that all about?
The first few days we got back to work, we did some good cleaning and just kind of get ourselves ready and make sure the equipment was functional. But then the phone started ringing. I said to the guys, we need to start answering that phone and letting folks know that we're going to be opening up. And I got a call yesterday from a mom, and I said I had a smaller menu, but she said, do you have the penne pasta with the cheese sauce? And I said, yes, ma'am, absolutely. So she told me she was going to call me today. She was treating herself to the 6-cheese penne pasta with a homemade Italian sausage. And so I'm looking forward to hearing from her and hoping that she has a great Sunday. And we were a part of it.
Well, you guys always do a great job. Mark, thanks for being with us today. Best of luck through all this.
I don't know why I do this to myself every day, because I choose these stories and now I am starving. I do it to you too, don't I? My apologies. You need to check it out though. If you want to see their full menu, just look for this story. It's on our website already, WFMYnews2.com, and you can link to Harper's to see what's going on there. All right, we're coming back in just a few minutes. The 4 to 5 continues. So, when I am in here preparing for this and getting things ready, and I'm in our bonus room here at the house, and I can hear the wind. It's just howling outside the windows, and it just comes and goes in little bursts. That's what we'll deal with as we head into the night tonight. You look at this basically across the region, the wind gusts are up to 35 miles per hour in Greensboro, 31 in Winston-Salem, 20 in Wilkesboro, too. So it's been blustery all day long. We think it's pretty much going to stay that way as we head into the night, too. Look at the radar. We've got those scattered showers. I'm looking at it now. The heaviest rains probably in the southern Piedmont, and then there's a little bit of a break in the heavy rains that comes down again in Martinsville area. But when you look at the big picture, we still have yet to see really the rest of this hasn't cleared us yet. It won't do that until overnight tonight and then into tomorrow. But then it'll be windy and cold tomorrow with morning temperatures in the upper 30s for tomorrow. And you can see there is a chance of frost too, especially Sunday morning for Mother's Day. That is going to be a very cold start to the day. After that, we're going to see a little bit of a warm up next week. Finally, hard to believe that we go from 59 for the high tomorrow, and by the way, sunny all weekend, to 80 by Friday. It's a 21-degree jump in temperatures that we'll see for the next week. But if you look across the board, rain will be gone after this batch leaves us. We're sunny to partly cloudy for all 7 days.
Well, we will be in the first phase of easing restrictions in just more than 30 minutes in North Carolina. It's a milestone we know many of you have opinions about. Some are excited to see it here. Others are saying they're still going to stay at home. So I asked you on my Facebook page, where, if anywhere, are you planning to go now that more places are reopening? Arlette Porter said, I will be appreciating most things virtually from the safety of my home. Sean Brookins said, would love to go to Hanging Rock again. And yes, state parks are reopening, so just check that out on their website. Mike Barber said nowhere, don't trust it out there yet. Delane Rierson Williams said she is ready for phase 2. As always, keep letting us know what you think about our state reopening. You can either leave a comment on my Facebook page, Maddie Gardner News, or on our live stream right now on the 4 to 5 Facebook stream on WFMY's Facebook page.
All right, let's get to some reasons to smile this Friday. And here's one that's really easy to smile about. Cute baby animals at the North Carolina Zoo. Take a look. The zoo announced this morning 5 new red wolf pups arrived. 3 boys and 2 girls were born as part of the zoo's red wolf breeding program. Mom and babies are doing well, I'm happy to report. And this fact I found interesting. The red wolf is one of the most endangered in the world, with only 15 to 20 in the wild. When the day that lies ahead of me seems impossible to face. And how about a little music to get us in a good mood today? This video was posted to the Fort Bragg Facebook page today. It features the 82nd Airborne Division Band performing A Lovely Day by the late Bill Withers. You can see they may be playing a part and from their home, but they did not miss a beat. Technology is great that way. We have a link to the full video posted on WFMYnews2.com. And I do love when I see musicians get together virtually. It just puts a smile on my face. And whenever I hear that song, Lovely Day, I'm always kind of moving and grooving and swaying back and forth, Maddie.
It's true, because, you guys can't see Tahisha when that video is full, but I can, because she's in this monitor here and she's over there and the shoulders started moving. It was good though, Tahisha. And the song, I'm so impressed. They're very talented, Eric.
Yeah, look, we need the hidden cameras. That's what we're missing, are the hidden cameras with all this. First of all, I love that song. Tahisha's exactly right. There's not a happier, sweeter song in the world than that, but we still need the hidden cameras.
Yeah, maybe one day. We kind of have the hidden camera in commercial breaks. You can watch what's going on in the studio, but it's just me by myself these days, so it's not as entertaining. But I'll tell you what, if you liked that good news, we have a full half hour of good news coming up tonight on WFMY News 2 at 5:30. Seriously, 30 minutes, only good news stories. So stick around if you're interested. 4 to 5, we'll be right back.
Welcome back to your 4 to 5 on this Friday. I'm Tahei Chamois alongside Maddie Gardner and Eric Chilton. We're both working from home. Maddie is live in the studio. Nonetheless, we are here to inform you, make you feel connected, and be a part of this world, and our world too.
That's absolutely right. And one of the ways we stay connected is through our hashtag 4 to 5. So make sure you're using that on social media, and also join the live stream on WFMY News 2's Facebook page. Right now, let's get you up to speed. The countdown continues. Just 30 minutes to go until phase 1 of reopening the state begins. It's the first step in getting business back open after the coronavirus forced doors to close. Retailers will be allowed to open starting at 5 p.m. Some are going to hold off until this weekend. We know Friendly Center and Haynes Mall will open tomorrow on Saturday. Belk will open their stores on Monday, and Four Seasons Town Center is expected to open Tuesday. Now, if you do go shopping, you'll notice some changes. Social distancing in stores is encouraged. Employees may be wearing face masks, and not all stores at these shopping locations will open just yet. Now, as we begin to reopen, Governor Roy Cooper delivered a message to everyone in the state. He says if you can stay home, you should stay home. The governor says the stay-at-home order is still in effect, and it's the safest way to keep yourself healthy. But you can leave your house for more commercial reasons as we work to restore our state's economy. The stay-at-home order won't be officially lifted until we enter phase 2. The state's task force also gave an update on coronavirus testing in our state. We currently rank 15th in the country when it comes to getting people tested. Community testing will become more widespread next week, with several retailers opening testing sites. We know some of that testing will happen here in Guilford County, and we'll keep you updated as we learn more.
Senate Democrats proposed a new stimulus bill that would have more money coming into your accounts by this summer. Kamala Harris, Bernie Sanders, and Ed Markey want to give most Americans $2,000 in a payment every month until the pandemic ends. It's one of the most expensive proposals put forward in Congress so far. Americans who make less than $120,000 a year would get a $2,000 check each month. Couples could get up to $4,000. People with kids could get an additional $2,000 per child, up to 3 children. At this point, the idea is still in the discussion phase, but we will let you know if that changes. A High Point University poll found a large majority of North Carolinians see the coronavirus as a major threat to our economy. 84% said it was bad news for the U.S. economy. Only 36% said coronavirus was a threat to their personal finances. 65% said the virus was a major threat to the health of Americans, while only 33% believe it could be bad for their personal health. Now to some hope and help coming from miles away. Alexis Schulman is volunteering at Cone Health's Green Valley campus treating coronavirus patients. PPE, as you know, is crucial to her job, so her brother Joshua and a family friend wanted to make sure she was protected. Joshua's company announced it would donate N95 masks to Cone Health, and he jumped at the chance to help make the delivery. Now, just one note, Joshua works in New Jersey, but was still willing to make the drive and the crucial delivery. In some other news, Guilford County Schools television channel is now airing math video lessons. The district says it's to help students who may need some extra help. The lessons start at 8 a.m. with a kindergarten lesson. Then the next lesson will follow for the next grade at the top of the hour, ending with Math 3 lessons at 7 p.m. New lessons come out Tuesdays and Thursdays, with repeats on Wednesdays and Fridays. Students should still follow their online lessons, though, with their teachers on Canvas. You can find GCS TV on Spectrum Cable Digital Channel 74.1, at AT&T UVerse Channel 99, or on YouTube at GC Schools NC.
So we've heard a lot about masks, right? Officials say a mask will help keep people from getting sick as our state starts to reopen. The CDC and state officials both recommend wearing a mask to slow the spread of the virus, especially as we start to leave our homes again. But masks, they can come with a few unwelcome side effects, like your face breaking out. I spoke to Leanne McGill, a board-certified physician's assistant, about what she calls maskne, or mask acne.
The blockage of the skin caused by wearing our cloth or surgical mask does increase the risk of breakouts. The reason this is because the covering or occlusion of the face by the mask increases the heat and humidity around your face in the distribution where the mask is worn, which thus in turn increases inflammatory markers that will worsen acne.
McGill says each type of mask comes with its own problems. Cloth masks can absorb your skin's natural oil and can trigger your skin to make even more oil and cause breakouts. And then those N95s like the frontline workers are wearing, they're meant to create a seal around your nose and your mouth. So those masks can cause pressure ulcers, rashes, and breakouts. So how do we prevent all of this? Well, McGill says only wear that mask when you have to, limiting the time your face is covered. Make sure you're moisturizing with an anti-inflammatory ingredient like something with the chemical nicotinamide. It can be found over the counter. Use fragrance-free products and try to avoid wearing makeup when you wear a mask. Now, if you're already getting those maskne breakouts, try using an acne-fighting facial cleanser or a pimple patch. Even though breakouts aren't ideal, McGill says wearing a mask is more important right now.
Wearing your mask to protect others is vital during this time. There's so much that we can do to help you if your skin is breaking out from a mask, from medical grade skincare to helping with optimizing an over-the-counter regimen. So if you aren't seeing results from over-the-counter products, I definitely recommend seeking out a dermatology professional to help.
The city of Winston-Salem wants to remind you that bulky item collection is still suspended in that city. So you are asked not to bring things like old mattresses, chairs, and couches to the curb until you're notified that the program is back up and running. No word on when bulky item collection will resume. In Greensboro, officials say it's going to take a little longer to pick up yard waste. They restarted the service on Monday, but say yard waste volumes were much heavier than they expected. The city says you can keep it at the curb and the city will come by and collect it as soon as possible. Now, there may be fewer people working out in their yards this weekend, and that's because it's shaping up to be pretty cold across the entire country in May. It's crazy, right? I want you to check out this temperature map and just take a look at all the blue. Brr. Oh my, this weekend it will be colder than it was on Christmas Day in cities like Chicago, St. Louis, Indianapolis, Detroit, Kansas City, and Cincinnati. Now, in those places, it's forecasted temperatures will be 5 to 10 degrees colder than it was on Christmas. Now, it will not be that cold here in the Triad, but it definitely is going to be pretty cold out there. I may even need to grab a jacket, and maybe others too, Tilton.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the way it's going to be. And the winds are causing problems in the short term, and then the cold air moves in right after that. So if you look at what's happening with the winds today, the maximum wind gust recorded at PTI so far has been 35 miles per hour. And that's pretty strong there. 31 in Winston-Salem and Lexington, and a 28 mile per hour wind gust in Burlington. Danville's at 29. Overnight lows tonight around 38. So we're going to see some rain early, and then we'll see that move on out once that front clears us in the wee hours. Then we drop down to 38 with clear skies. Sunshine tomorrow, but boy, is it chilly. Only 59 degrees for the high tomorrow. Mother's Day a little bit better at 66, but we could see morning frost, believe it or not. Here we are in May, and we're talking about frost out there. 34 for the overnight low Saturday night. Next week, a gradual warming trend. Sunny to partly cloudy every day. Mid-60s Monday, Tuesday. We go up to the upper 60s Wednesday. And how about Thursday, Friday? 76 and 80 degrees by the end of the week.
When it comes to money, what we spend has changed, has it not, Maddie Gardner?
Yes, it has.
Okay, so once again, I'm going to put Maddie on the spot. I'm going to ask her if things are going up or down in her budget, and I'd like you to answer at home as well. So, filling up your car with gas, more or less?
Way less.
Way less, okay. This one, though, I think is tricky. Eating out and the grocery bill.
For me, that one's going up. Ordering a lot more delivery and spending more on groceries because attempting to cook at home.
Right, sometimes can be bad.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I've burned a few things. Okay, so all of our budgets are changing in some form, and now think of that on the city or the county level.
One of our responsibilities at the Treasurer's Office is to assist local governments get through their budgetary process, and we know with COVID-19 that all taxes that go into governments, whether it's city government or the county government, are going to be greatly reduced for the rest of the year. And this is during a time when the governments are actually planning their budget for the following year.
So could we be looking at furloughs for city or county workers? What about a loss of services? We're going to talk about that coming up at 5 o'clock. All right, with all of that on our minds, we need some good stuff to look forward to, don't we? Well, what brings joy to you? We're going to spend 30 minutes tonight looking at all of the good that happened in our community and around the nation. You don't want to miss the good stuff. It starts at 5:30.
WFMY News 2 is set to upgrade our broadcast signal. So here's what that means. If you are on cable, satellite, or use a streaming provider, you won't see any disruption. But customers who receive our signal over the air with an antenna, that will affect you. So listen closely to what I'm about to say. Beginning today, May 8th through May 15th, WFMY will be broadcasting from our auxiliary antenna while upgrades are being made to the main antenna. So on Friday, May 15th at 7 a.m., you are going to need to rescan your TV to make sure that you receive the new WFMY broadcast channel. Oh, I just wanted to say sorry, my iPad didn't scroll, so I was like, okay, I guess we're done. And then it went to the next script and
Coronavirus is impacting tourism in other parts of the world, and we'll start here in the Netherlands. How would you like to eat out in your own little bubble? Now take a look here. A restaurant in Amsterdam has come up with a way for people to dine in public during the coronavirus pandemic. Customers eat in a greenhouse-like booth. The waiters wear gloves and face shields, and food is served on boards to make sure there's minimal contact with customers. The restaurant believes that special greenhouses could be the future of dining out during the pandemic.
In the meantime, a beach bar on the popular Greek island Santorini is trying to prepare for tourists later on this summer. Now, the beach lounge chairs, as you can see, are now surrounded by plexiglass screens. The owner doesn't like it, but says if this is the way it has to be for tourists to return, then that is what he will keep on doing. Now, the island is expected to open for tourists in July. In 2018, 2 million people came to this volcanic island, and now the rooftop terraces overlooking the seas are empty. I gotta say that glass dining area in the Netherlands, I would love to try that. I kind of hope that sticks around. After, COVID-19, I think it's one of those things that's just kind of an element of, it sets it apart from other restaurants. I think it would be a cool experience.
I would like to dine in a glass bubble all of the time, even without a pandemic. I saw this, I was like, this looks really cool. You could control the weather inside your own little bubble. You want to eat outside, but it's a little windy and chilly like it is outside today, Eric. You got yourself covered. Yeah, Tahisha, I'm having a little bit of trouble hearing what Eric has to say, but I also think that the beach chairs in the glass boxes are so interesting, just lounging out in that. I mean, it's another way businesses are trying to innovate and stay ahead of this thing by offering places for people to go while they can still follow those rules of social distancing.
And while I would like to be in a glass thing when I'm eating, when I'm trying to relax on the beach, for me, that doesn't seem relaxing. I want to have a clear view. I don't want to see any screens left and right. But there is a lot happening in the world when it comes to reopening parts of the economy. And here in North Carolina, that is no different as we are entering phase 1 at 5 o'clock. So today I posted on my Facebook page because I wanted to know if you plan to attend church services now that you can do that outside. So let's take a look at what some of you all had to say. Our first comment here is from Fran. She writes, "The church I'm a member of has been live streaming for a few years. I will continue to view live stream. Once it's okay to go back in, I plan to continue viewing the live stream for a while before I venture out." Mentioning, I should mention at this point that church services can be outside, provided that people do social distance. Ruth and Albert Johnson write, "Our church is waiting a little longer because before having service on the premises." And Brittany writes, "I'm waiting until church is back open. I would rather live stream than be outside, to be honest." And Brittany, it's going to be cold this weekend, so maybe that's a good idea. And Ronnie writes here, "Most definitely going to wait longer." I am curious for any of you watching our live stream, do you plan to head out to a church service this week? Are you going to continue doing the live stream thing from the comfort of your home? Let us know in the WFMY News 2 live stream. We are going to take a short break, but we will be right back.
Okay, check 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 5. Hello, hello, hello. I am talking. All right, Mother's Day, folks, we are less than 48 hours away from that. Now, you know, Mom, she appreciates things from the heart, not so much from the wallet. So why not start early in the day on Sunday with a homemade omelet? Sounds easy, not that easy. I had to go to the experts to get some help. Take a look.
Well, Executive Chef John Smith with us today to talk about this. Look, sometimes people don't want to go out on Mother's Day. They want to be pampered at home. And I can tell you, I've tried to do the perfect omelet before, and it is anything but. So you've got to help me. And what's the process here? How could we make this a great Mother's Day for her?
Well, the first thing you want to start with is good, fresh, high-quality eggs. And we put a little bit of milk in with our eggs. We do 3-egg omelets, so that'll make a good-sized omelet. You've got to have a good non-stick pan, and you want to get it hot. Not hot like smoking, but you want it warm. You don't want to put your eggs in there and you can't tell that they start cooking right away. You want to, if you have them in the hot pan, they'll start to set right away. We start with our veggies in the pan. That way the speeds it up a little bit more for us, and it makes sure that the veggies stay set in the egg.
Now, tell me real quick about the flip as we wrap this up, because that's a hard part.
The flip is the hard part, and a lot of people are afraid of the flip. Kind of angle your pan down away from you, and it's one quick motion, and it's not a big motion. It's not a big sweeping motion.
I love that you said people are afraid of the flip, because that is what everybody's afraid. I use a spatula, I'm tilting the pan, I'm doing everything I can. But if you get the flip, then you're pretty much good to go, right?
Yeah, once you get it one time, it's muscle memory from there, and you can impress people with it. But
well, you haven't seen me do my flip, otherwise you know I'm not impressing anybody. But I appreciate your tips today, John. Best of luck, man. This is awesome.
Yeah, I can't do that. You know what you do for me, you lean the pan down, you put the spatula at the front edge of it, and then you flip it all back together. Now, if that's too much for you, because it can be, you can always get Chef John just to bail you out. You can buy lunch or dinner at Harper's. They're doing takeout. We've linked you to their website on our website. Just look for this story at WFMYnews2.com, and you might want to take the easy way out. Here's what we see with our forecast. Let's go to that, because we've got some rain, don't we? Scattered showers across the area. Most of this is light to moderate right now. Really, the problem is the winds. I mean, we have a little bit of rain, but the winds are just whipping around out there. Wind gusts up to 35 miles per hour across the Piedmont today. Probably not going to relax very much overnight. By tomorrow, it'll still be breezy tomorrow and fairly windy first half of the day, but we'll see sunshine by then. All of this gradually clearing out. The long-range forecast, our 7-day, is looking pretty decent once we get into next week, but boy, are we cold in the short term. One thing you'll notice for sure will be those overnight lows going into this weekend as we see them dropping into the 30s. How about 38 tomorrow morning, 34 Mother's Day to start the day, and we could see frost. You don't see that much this time of the year. Sunshine through your weekend into Monday will start to moderate. Mid-60s Monday, Tuesday, upper 60s Wednesday, 76 and 80 for Thursday and Friday.
Let's get back to our question of the day, because in just about 6 minutes, our state is entering phase 1 of reopening, and part of that phase 1, everyone is encouraged to wear a mask. It is not a requirement, though, so we wanted to see where you stand on mask wearing. You're voting right now on WFMY.com/vote now. It looks like 72% of you who are voting say you wear it at all times, followed by just 14% of you who say you wear it occasionally. We'll check in on these results again coming up in just a few minutes.
Still ahead at 5 o'clock, North Carolina will enter phase 1 of the reopening plan. That means that several retailers will be allowed to open their doors once again. But some stores actually got a head start on that, opening to customers this morning. A look at what they're doing to get their businesses back up and running.
Hey, hold on one second. Ice cold milk and an Oreo cookie, they forever go together.
Hi, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We really need a.
Seven, 8, 9, 10. Mic check.
Hello, mic check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hope.
Welcome to my job. Hi, mic check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hey, mic check, live in front of Style Encore in Greensboro Retail.
It's time for my 2 cents. So today is the day many of us have been waiting for, entering phase 1 of reopening North Carolina's economy. Some businesses forced to close their doors can reopen. Those who haven't had a steady paycheck for weeks can now start to earn an income again. And that is something to celebrate because it doesn't take long to find someone who's been struggling financially because of this pandemic. I don't want us to live in fear because that's not helpful either. I just want to bring awareness that entering phase 1 doesn't mean things go back to normal. Don't throw caution to the wind, otherwise we could find ourselves dealing with a second wave of COVID-19. The good hygiene and social distancing practices that we've become accustomed to the past couple weeks are working, and I think those are things we need to continue. Yes, we are able to go out and about a little bit more than before, but I think it's important to realize that the threat is still out there. There is still no vaccine for COVID-19. And it's all a balancing act, right? Curbing our appetite for social interaction while keeping our most vulnerable safe. But I urge you as we enter phase 1 to remember that being careless can cost lives. So stay safe for yourself and for others around you. That's my 2 cents and your 4 to 5. WFMY News 2 at 5 starts right now.
We can enter phase 1 because the indicators that we laid out 2 weeks ago, the day